most likely you have found yourself pushing hard work that you need to do until the end of the day. And then when the end of the day reaches, you're still not gonna do it because you're either tired or you think you're gonna do it tomorrow because you have to sleep first, or all those excuses that come to your head. Now, I have to be honest with y'all, I wasn't different. I always used to push the things that I genuinely needed to do until the very fucking last second like an idiot. That's kind of the thing with procrastination. If you know you have a deadline for something and you know you still have like 2 weeks left to do it, you might think, yeah, it's easy, I can easily do this work in 2 weeks. I'm gonna do it next week. And then, well, you guessed it, next week arrives and then you're gonna say, nah, like I'll do it tomorrow. But you know, this is a fucking trap, man. Hold up. Most people, including me, still kind of fall for that, which is pretty stupid, I'm not gonna lie. But then you suddenly realize like you've got 1 fucking day left until you have to either send in your document for school, I don't know. And when that realization kicks in, you suddenly start to work like a fucking beast. Like you suddenly get the work done. Like nobody will believe you that you have just done something that would cost other people 2 weeks. You've done that in 1 day. Now, of course, probably everyone can relate. Everybody had situations like this, including me, I'm not gonna lie. But is that really healthy? Now, when you actually think about it, it's pretty stupid, not gonna lie. It's pretty stupid because if you could do it already when you still have 2 weeks time, you would be done. And even if you have to like finish up like small little details, you would have enough time. Whereas if you just have 1 day left or a few hours left, then you're just rushing that work and it's probably gonna be shit. But that's kind of the thing. How do you start doing something, for example, 2 weeks prior to the deadline and not just 1 day? Because I think when you've developed a habit of always doing something on the last second, then I think it's pretty hard to kind of get away from that because you know out of experience that it has always worked before, so why shouldn't it work now? And it also has something to do with instant gratification and delayed gratification. You've probably heard those words 1,000 times already, but in that aspect it's kind of true because if you would do it already 2 weeks prior, you wouldn't have to worry about it the next 13 days because you've already done it. Whereas if you know you're consciously pushing it until the end of the deadline, it's something that's still in the back of your head and you can't really enjoy present moments because you know you still have to do it and it's stressing you out the longer you wait. And I think that's it's a pretty unhealthy behavior, but a lot of people have it, and I think here's how to fix it. Now, the solution for this, it's not some fancy solution, it's a pretty straightforward, simple solution. There's no real special tricks involved. It's not really a magic potion that you have to drink to get work done. It's a pretty simple process, and it's basically just fucking do it. Now, no, this sounds like the most stupid advice because, well, how can you just start doing something? Procrastination is inevitable, fair enough. But listen, out of my experience, when I started doing something, for example, let's make an example. We have to finish a 10-page Word assignment, like just a stupid example. If I would just open the Word application and start writing like 1 sentence or even just the fucking title, then I would already have this kind of feeling that I've already done something. And why not keep going? Because I know, yeah, I'm already on it, I've started, why not keep going, right? I mean, this is something you have to consciously start doing, the things that you know you have to do. Even if you're really struggling to get to work with it because you really don't want to, ask yourself this: what are you gonna do in the meantime while you're not doing this? While you're not doing the work that you need to be doing? In most cases, at least for me, it was literally being on YouTube and watching videos, which is kind of not productive if you really think about it. I could have just done the work so that I'm done and I can sign it in. And after that, I could watch YouTube. This is just an example, right? But in today's society, we crave instant gratification more than ever because it's so easily available. You see it everywhere. You have a fucking phone that is capable of doing so many things and it's capable of giving you so many dopamine rewards in such a short time span. So it's absolutely really no wonder that we have attention span issues all over the world. That comes from all the overstimulation and the craving for more dopamine. And that's also a huge influence on why you can't just sit down and do the hard work, because it's not that engaging, it's not that entertaining. But you have to always think long term. What if you do it now? Then you're done. Then you can continue doing your stuff, whatever you were doing before, with one added benefit. It's not on your mind anymore that you still have to do something. Now, I know it sounds like very generic advice, but it's simple yet effective. Just sit down and start doing the work, even if it's the slightest amount of work. I think you'll capture your flow, and with that, you're gonna keep going. You may not finish it all in one day, but at least you've already done something, and you can apply the same thing the next day, and so you'll be done in no time and still have a lot of time left until the deadline hits. And so that's kind of what I wanted to tell you with this video. It's really simple advice, I'm not gonna lie, but try that out. Just sit down if you have something to do that you really need to do, but you've been putting it off, and you try and you decided to watch this video and then you'll start doing it. Well, it's time for you to actually get after it. Just sit down, do whatever you need to do, like the most basic steps first, and then you'll keep going from there. It sounds stupid, but take it like one step at a time. Yeah, in general, just sit down and get after it, and don't watch another video. Until next time.